Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Stayin at Home, episode number 8. Today with me I have another musician, like in episode number 7, but this time we go to a more traditional type of music and to a fantastic human being with the name of Segre Robinson, or by artist named Junior Robinson. And I'm so privileged to have you on the show. I am very excited for the next hour. And yeah, Segre, introduce yourself. Who are you and where are you from?
Okay, so let me first say it's also wonderful for me to be on here and to be able to just share with you on stage. I was going to say on stage, but yeah, that's my performance mind.
The virtual stage.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. My name is Junior Robinson. I am from London, England, but right now residing in Denmark. I am a gospel singer. I have been a gospel singer all my life, practically, and it's something that I just love, and that's me in a nutshell.
What do you love about gospel so much that you dedicate your whole life towards that type of music?
First, it's the feeling, the emotion, and the faith. That's how it works for me.
Can you explain that a little bit more?
So, gospel music, if people are not aware of the genre of music, is a faith-based style of music. Talks about God, talks about God sending his son to die on the cross for mankind. And it talks about the joy and the happiness you can have when you know Christ or when you have Christ in your life. And so gospel music is, from most people's understanding or perspective, is very joyous music, very, as the term is, happy clappy. And it always expresses that emotion of happiness and joy and freedom, if you want to use that term as well. It's gospel music is generally associated with Black singers, although in truth it's not really that. But and I'll explain that more. It's definitely something that has been coined by people in terms of how they want to describe a style of music that is very African American, or African. That's the term that people would normally use. And so with that comes a certain type of perception, which I'm not happy about, actually, because in truth, gospel music is far bigger, far wider, far broader, and most definitely more far-reaching than we tend to assume it is. So that's basically what I love doing. That's what I love singing. It's not only what I sing, but in general, it's my makeup in terms of how people generally know who I am as a singer.
What other types of music do you enjoy singing?
I sing all forms of what people class as Black music, which is soul, jazz, R&B, blues. Most of all those styles of music I also sing. However, I will add gospel music has all those elements of music as well, or genres of music. So, gospel music is all encompassing in terms of styles and genres that people want to describe. Yeah, but gospel music covers all of that.
That's super interesting because I think most people, when they hear gospel music, they think Christmas time and some random American gospel group is touring through the churches of the nation.
Yeah, and you're right. And you know what? Let me say that that is a very European way of thinking. It's a very European perception, very European. Because if you go to the States, then people won't see it like that.
Yeah.
If you go to the UK, a lot of people won't see it like that. Some will, but many people won't, because they have seen how that music has developed, has grown, and if I can use the word, has evolved, actually. And so they get to, British people have gotten to see that there are now many different forms of gospel music, or as I sometimes like to say, Christian music.
I think when it comes to gospel music and you don't know much about it, and all you know, it's like, as you say, happy clappy, but is in the context, have gospel writers always written this music with that amount of positive energy because they were always happy and they're living such a great life? Or was it more a way of wishing to be happy, if that makes sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And yes, you could say it encompasses that too. It most definitely is a message where they can express their joy and their happiness. You could say in real time. Sometimes it's not necessarily real time. It could be future as well. But they can convey a message of, joy is coming. I might not have joy now, but joy is coming. Yeah. And it echoes, because again, the description of gospel music is also based on America back in the late 1800s, with slavery and so on. So it gospel music echoes that yearning of freedom that slaves longed for. And so, I think this is part and parcel as to why it was coined as gospel music, because it's partly a yearning, a crying, an expression of crying out for freedom, as well as expressing freedom, and expressing, if I can use the term, deliverance. There's a lot to that, right?
I'm just trying to think like about the first couple of months of the year 2020, and all what you've been saying is probably what we need more in our lives.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, like, yes, we acknowledge we can't be as happy probably as happy as we would be if we wouldn't have to face this global health hazard, but also the economic outfall, which we will talk in a little bit about it. But to like not be overwhelmed too much with the here and now, and to reflect that there is something to look forward to, and that the current situation, whatever one might go through, is not a thing that will go on indefinitely.
Forever. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And yes. And that is, in one sense, sums up gospel music. So, for instance, there's a phrase, a very well-known phrase. In fact, it's not even a phrase. It's actually a biblical scripture where it says, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." So night represents dark time, troubled time, crazy time, not so good time.
Yeah.
But when the daytime comes, then there's that more so that there's that freedom. There's that freedom that can be expressed because all things are seen now, and and that's kind of like the phrase. That's a really big factor within gospel music. Yeah, it might not be great now, but it will be great in the end.
Yeah.
And even greater.
Usually when I look at your Facebook timeline, you're traveling to Poland, you're traveling through the UK, you're basically all across, if not only Europe, but then also across the world with your craft. And right now, not so much. How did this whole lockdown, events getting canceled and everything, how did that unfold to you?
Well, it was, I mean, no one could ever have, I'm quite sure every musician will tell you this, no one could have ever envisioned this at all. Yeah. And as with most musicians, their life evolves around mainly performances. For some, they are doing various different jobs for various different artists. And sometimes their schedule is completely for the whole year is already filled.
Yeah.
For some,